The goal isn't just to create something scary, but to craft a story that's emotionally resonant and visually stunning, dark, haunting love story rooted in Pakistani folklore. I've always been fascinated by the tales of jinns, supernatural beings that are said to walk among us, capable of great love and terrible obsession. So I wanted to see if we could bring that to life. Our story is called The Jinn's Promise. It's about a young woman who once made a pact with a jinn, a promise of love that she later tried to escape. But as we'll see, some promises are not so easily broken. The prompt I've written is incredibly specific. It sets the scene on a dark, rainy night in a traditional Pakistani village. We have our protagonist, a beautiful young woman in a red dupatta, running for her life. The atmosphere is key. Fog-draped streets, an old abandoned house, flickering candlelight, and the constant oppressive sound of a thunderstorm. I've instructed the AI to focus on slow, deliberate camera movements to build suspense, letting the environment itself become a character. We want to feel the chill of the wind moving through the broken windows, to almost smell the rain-soaked earth. The real challenge, and what I'm most excited about, is the portrayal of the jinn. I didn't want a generic monster. The prompt describes him as tall and dark, with glowing red eyes, but also as heartbroken. He wears traditional attire, his hair is wet from the rain, and his presence should feel both terrifying and tragic. The dialogue is in Urdu to maintain authenticity, with lines like "Tum adala wada todahait," which means "you broke your promise," and "main tumps mohabbat ki thi," translating to "I loved you." This isn't just a creature feature, it's a story of spurned love and supernatural obsession. The prompt guides the AI to intersperse the horror with emotional flashbacks. We need to see glimpses of their past, moments that explain the depth of the jinn's feelings and the girl's initial promise. This contrast between tenderness and terror is what will give the film its emotional weight. Was their connection real, or was it always just a dangerous illusion? The AI needs to weave these memories into the present-day nightmare seamlessly. The horror elements are designed to be more psychological than jump scares. The door creaking open on its own is a classic, but the real fear comes from the jinn's omnipresence. His voice echoes through the house, whispering, "You are only mine." When the girl runs upstairs, every door she opens leads back to the same dark room, a classic trope representing a psychological trap from which there is no escape. One of the most visually striking scenes I've prompted is when lightning flashes, revealing the jinn's shadow looming behind her in a mirror. It's a moment that blurs the line between her reality and his supernatural influence. I've also been very clear about the technical aspects in the prompt. I specified realistic, cinematic visuals, no cartoons or animated characters. The sound design is crucial. The constant rain, the rumbling thunder, and a haunting, emotional score that swells and recedes with the tension. The slow camera work is meant to make the audience feel like they are right there in the room with her, holding their breath. Every detail, from the flickering candlelight on her tear-streaked face to the texture of the old walls, is designed to immerse the viewer in this dark world. The horror here is about transformation and loss of self. In the final scene, the prompt instructs the AI to show the girl turning to see her own shadow morphing into the shape of the Jinn. This signifies her complete possession, the fulfillment of his obsessive claim over her. A final clap of thunder plunges everything into darkness, and the very last shot, a silent, unnerving close-up of her eyes opening, but they are no longer her own. They glow with the same haunting red as the Jinn's. The promise is fulfilled, but at the cost of her soul. The prompt explicitly forbids any text, names, or on-screen writing. This is to ensure the story is told purely through visuals and sound, making it a universal and primal experience of fear and sorrow. The entire piece should feel like a discovered film, a forgotten legend captured on camera. It's a massive undertaking for an AI, pushing it to not just generate images, but to understand narrative pacing, emotional nuance, and cinematic language. Alright, the prompt is locked in and ready to go. I've poured all my creative energy into crafting these instructions, and now it rests up to the AI to interpret them and bring the Jinn's promise to life. Will it capture the heartbreak and the horror? Will the visuals be as cinematic and haunting as we hope? There's only one way to find out, and here it is. Let's watch the full 10-minute horror film generated by CapCut based on that single prompt. I'm going to go silent now so we can all experience it together. Let me know what you think in the comments afterwards. Let's roll the film. Just wow, I'm genuinely speechless. The atmosphere, the lighting, the slow, creeping dread, it's all there. The AI captured the rain-soaked village streets and the oppressive silence perfectly. The interior of the house felt genuinely abandoned and haunted. The way the candlelight flickered on her face, the subtle movement of the curtains, it was also cinematic. The appearance of the Jinn was incredible. He wasn't just a monster. You could see the sorrow in his expression, just as the prompt described it. The mix of anger and heartbreak was palpable. That moment with the mirror and the shadow was executed flawlessly, a truly classic horror beat brought to life. And the psychological trap of the looping room upstairs was so effective and disorienting. Seeing her own shadow twist and change into his form was a brilliant visual representation of her being consumed by his obsession. And that final shot, the close-up on her eyes opening, glowing red, pure, silent horror. It's a chilling and powerful final image that will stick with me for a long time. The AI managed to create a narrative that felt cohesive, emotional, and genuinely terrifying, all from one text prompt. What did you all think? Did it live up to the hype? Were there any specific scenes that stood out to you? I'm blown away by the potential this technology has for storytelling and filmmaking. The ability to translate such a detailed, emotional vision into a full cinematic piece is a game changer for creators everywhere. Thank you you so much for joining me on this creative experiment. It's been an incredible journey. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more explorations into AI filmmaking, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next project. Your support means the world. Stay creative, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.